What's going on, everybody? It's your boy BrianDaddy coming at you with an Ashes of Creation video. I know I've been gone a while. I'm not going to make excuses. Let's just jump into it. I'm going to start a new series, and it's going to be all about the game that I've been highly anticipating, and that's Ashes of Creation, developed by Intrepid Studios. Now, in this series, I was planning on making just one giant video talking about this game because there is so much to go into it, but I think better suited, I'm going to go ahead and just release videos in about the 10 to 15 minute range and kind of just give you guys an overview of each specific topic. So to start out with, I think we'll just go with like the main kind of design and overview of the game. And I think in order to start with that, we kind of want to talk about Intrepid Studios, the developer of this game. I think that's kind of the smart choice. So Intrepid Studios was developed by two people. One, Stephen Sharif, who is the game director of the whole studio, and his partner, John Moore. And they are very passionate and, successful entrepreneurs, and they're looking to create an MMO that everyone will enjoy. This background footage here is you're going to see is very early alpha, pre-alpha footage. So essentially, what he is trying to create, he being Stephen Sharif, what they're trying to make is a game that's for what all of us kind of old schooler MMO players want. He takes a lot of, inspiration from Arcade and other games that he's played. Player feedback to him is extremely important. They make that very well known in basically every monthly live stream that they do, that they really want players to provide feedback in any sort of social channel that you would like. They will look at it and they will take it into consideration. Now, depending on what your feedback or what that is, if they'll actually act on it, but you got to get your voice heard if you want to be able to see change, that's for sure. Some of the game aspects will be more polished than others. Right here, like I've said, this is early pre-alpha footage. Like, this is a video on YouTube that's like 6 years old. I'm not even going to show you guys the current videos until I get further on in this series, just so you guys can see along with me the evolution of what this game has become, because it's going to blow your mind. That the fact that they've been working on this for, I believe, 7 to 8 years now at this point, and it has seen significant changes. It looks fantastic, and I think I'm not going to go too much into my feelings. Let's just keep talking about Intrepid Studios here. The whole purpose of what they're doing with this development and why they want feedback is because they really want to develop a sense of community. They want you to feel like your voice is heard. You don't have to buy the game to feel like, you can make a difference on this. They want to hear from everyone. And that's so hard to get nowadays in game development. So I admire and I really love what they're doing here at Intrepid Studios, listening to the players. They are planning on self-publishing this game, so this isn't going to be, they're not going to have a developer that oversees them and makes them push out the game before it's ready and push all these microtransactions. They are making the game themselves. Steven was going to self-fund it, but then, they ended up coming up with other packages, which for alphas and betas, which they've now decided to close, so I think it's not even available anymore, but you have to quote me on that. Pretty sure this might be the last time you can buy them if they haven't already been closed. So also, just a little side note, Ashes of Creation, it will have its own launcher, so it's not going to be published on the Steam platform. Obviously, they want to be able to, make as much money for their company as possible. And if you go through Steam, then you have to give them a cut. So I understand that makes total sense. But yeah, they have a big staff at Intrepid. It's just been growing and growing and changing. And I can see that the passion from a lot of the artists and the engineers and everybody who's working on it. You can really see that they care about making this game what they want and what the people want. And they've already won numerous awards on Kickstarter and from various websites and at Gamescom. The game hasn't even come out yet, and they've won many awards, like 10 plus. So it's looking hopeful. I'm cautiously optimistic, is what I always say. But with this game, I think I'm already all in. And I don't want to say it, but I'm going to tell you guys that you should just remain calm. Okay, don't get too excited about this, but if you have been waiting for an RPG to really suck you back in and really be a good time investment, I think this will be the one for you. So let's just kind of talk about just a brief overview. Now that we've talked about Intrepid Studios, let's talk about just a brief overview of the game. I'm not going to go into in-depth into any of these things. I will be doing that later on, which once we get those videos out, you will be able to see. So Ashes of Creation is basically set in a high fantasy world where, you know, every choice that players make is going to shape the world with all kinds of different systems. And actually the original code name for Ashes was actually going to be the World of Origins. So there you go, there's a little fun fact you guys can have. And the developers are hoping to have over 1 million concurrent players at launch. It is a steep goal, but I think that they can hit it. Also, the Ashes of Creation release schedule has actually just been announced this past month, the end of 2023. They have announced that they were going to release Alpha 2 in Q3 of 2024. It definitely has a lot of us excited and ready to see what the game has to bring. Again, like I said, this footage here in the background you guys are seeing is extremely old, like 6+ years old. Alright, this is not current footage. I'm gonna keep saying that. We'll put that up there. This is not final. And I'm showing you guys early footage because I want to take you guys on a journey with me, showing you how crazy this game has become. Alright, so just to go over some of the things that you'll expect. Ashes of Creation is all about core philosophies that Intrepid has about design, nodes, combat. They're also just choosing to be a PvX game, not a PvP or PvE. They want PvX, which essentially means they want to have both be prevalent. Also, going into gear, races, classes, religions, characters. But all of these things fall under what they call their 4 pillars. Actually, I believe it's 5 pillars, excuse my French. And under each of those pillars is one of these designs. And pillar 1 is engaging an immersive story. And under that would fall your classes, your roles, races, religions, skills, augments, story, role-playing, you know, the social animations and emotes, the map, points of interests, the climate, environment, all that kind of falls under that engaging and immersive story. They're also going to have an underrealm, which is a whole other world under the world, and an undersea, which, yeah, like naval combat, all that's going to be a thing. Okay, that's just first pillar. Let's go on to second pillar, where we're going to have a reactive world. That is pillar number 2, talking about the nodes, node types, the node stages, the zones of influence. There's going to be destructible environments. There's going to be a economy, player businesses, auction houses, artisan classes, gathering, processing, crafting, you know, the normal professions, quests, events, tasks. There's also monster coins and world boss events, naval combat, like I said, ships, that falls under this pillar. Crazy, lots of stuff. Like I said, we're going to go into each and every single one of these things that I'm mentioning in a separate video. So stay tuned and subscribed. Make sure you hit that like button for those. Third pillar, dungeons, raids, combat. It's all about player interaction. Guilds, guilds halls, the forts, the castles, basically everything to do with your guilds and your groups and your raids is under player interaction. Looting, affiliations. They're gonna have like parlor games when you're inside towns and like in inns. So good stuff there. Their fourth pillar involves player agency, which would involve your weapons, your armor, your leveling, your progressing. Also the houses, which that's crazy. Node housing, apartments, freeholds. We're going to go into more of those later, like I said. Mounts, mules, dragons, character, creator, gear appearance, cosmetics, skins, costumes. And then the fifth pillar, which is the most important, I believe. They're all important, that's why they're 5 pillars, would be the world PvP, caravans, guild wars, node sieges, castle sieges, player corruption, bounty hunters, arenas, achievements, leaderboards, exploration, treasure hunting, all that. That is going to be what drives people to continue to play the game over and over again, is if risk versus reward is constantly really good. And yeah, so that's just kind of a quick little overview of the game and showing you guys some, you know, like I said, early footage here. I gave you guys a little synopsis of the studio and a little introduction into all the systems in the game and their pillars. And yeah, stay tuned. I'm going to keep diving deep into every single one of these, and we're going to take a look at a game I'm highly anticipating, Ashes of Creation. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.